Napoleon, Total War, Russia, Part 8. In this episode, I've already taken Berlin at the start of this game, but the more important thing to this particular episode is I'm at war with England, France, and Denmark. Here I am working on Saxony. Prussians are offering a little bit of help. I'm not strong enough as one army to necessarily take that province, so I may have to retreat. I'm not sure yet. What you're going to see in this episode is me struggling a little bit with the different countries trying to invade me and me juggling my troops from one hand to the other to prevent England and Denmark from gaining a foothold in my provinces. This is going to be my attack against Gibraltar to push the English out and totally control that peninsula. It wasn't much of a battle. It was an auto-resolve and a fairly easy one. I still don't have that many armies on the board. I control a lot of provinces, but I do not have a lot of armies. And by armies, I mean actual stacks of troops. I have a man here and there guarding a port or a city, but if I were to add them up, I would probably tell you I have 9 armies on the entire board. Here are the Danes going after Reims. The Danish armies are really powerful, hard to beat with a single stack of troops. So I have to be careful what I use to go after them in fights. And I have to make sure that whatever I send against them is at full strength also. I also can't leave those Danes there because they're way too close to Paris. If I lose Paris, I would lose several thousand points of gold each turn. It would just be way too many. So the Danes have been eliminated because I had a good army to go against them. Finish what's left off, and then move on to the next battle. Have to go back into Paris though, it's just too important to lose. I'm going to have to move against Denmark here at some point, so I'm going to have to start shifting troops at some point to the Danish border. But before I do that, I need to eliminate the French threat in Saxony. The French are another one of those armies that 1-to-1, hard to beat. One other thing you're going to see in this episode is me doing a lot of general assassination attempts and succeeds. The reason for that is the AI puts a lot of battlefield benefit to having an actual general with an army. So if you can eliminate those before you go to a battlefield, you have a higher probability of defeating the AI army that you're facing. So that's what I typically use spies for, that, and reducing the probability of the AI developing technology by assassinating gentlemen in colleges. Here I have 2 armies going against the Saxon province, trying to drive the French out. There I'm just repositioning an army. Here's the French once again going after Castle Hessen. The AI is just being really aggressive in terms of trying to take provinces at this point. Here are the English again attacking me in Lower France. this is one of those provinces that goes back and forth throughout the game. So typically what I try to do is I try to position an army so that it's a turn away in terms of marching. Typically that army that you're seeing there that's in Marseille is normally in Pas d'Oc. That way it can go to Marseille or, to Bordeaux in one turn's march. So that's just something for you to be aware of as you're playing the game, is if you have a lot of territory you need to protect, position your armies strategically so that they can very quickly march to a city to defend it or to retake it. Here I am once again trying to kill a general. He has, I'm trying to take, Dresden, and he just has too many armies, too many generals there, and I need to diminish his abilities to fight me on the battlefield. There he goes. Other thing I want to make sure you do if you're using your spies to kill generals is after you kill the general, remember to take your spy out of the army, because if the army gets destroyed, your agent will die with the army. Alright, now we got 2 there. That's still not enough, not with 3 French potential stacks being there. So I'm going to have to pull my army out of Berlin. Hopefully. Let's see what that shows. Ooh, it's red in Berlin. Well, that means if I lose this fight, I'll probably lose Berlin also, because it will rebel and it will turn back to Prussian territory. So I have to hope for the best here. It says I should lose this battle, but he's got guard, elite troops, Napoleon. I outnumber him about 2 to 1. So hopefully this goes in my favor. Like I said, we'll do an auto resolve and see what happens. Well, that turned out well. With a little bit of luck. Don't just trust the gauge that the AI throws out there saying who has a benefit and who doesn't. I don't think it takes everything into account, or it doesn't weigh things equally. Alright, so we'll be able to keep Berlin because we got an army back into it in the same turn. We need to mop up these French down here now. Can't have them running around burning our resources, like our mines and our farms. So we'll send that army to do that. Finish them off. Good. That worked out. So I have no French in Northern Europe anymore. I believe they're just in... Oh, I was wrong. There's 1 left, but I don't count him. He's not real. That stack is so small that it can be eliminated by any one of my armies without any real... Oh, Wellington. I can't... Yeah, you're hearing me make noises. Wellington is the one English general that the game gives an overabundance of benefit to in battlefield command. So now we need to drive Wellington out of Bordeaux. Our army's now in position to do it. And he's going to lose bad. He has no artillery. He's outnumbered in cav. Yeah, he's got no chance. Death to the last man. We'll repair that. Now I'm just repositioning some troops because I need to chase down that last French force that was there. My army that was in Bordeaux should really go into Pasduak. Okay. Good. It's the last of the French now. Back to Paris. The Danes again. The Danes are such a thorn. The Danes have to go. The Danes are playing very aggressively. Very, very close to how I would play the Danes. They're looking for weak spots and they're exploiting them. Yeah, we're not going to win that fight. Yeah, especially, oh my gosh, look at some of those troops. Wow. Yeah, but all those troops from the Danes have to be coming from Copenhagen. What you just saw was some of my allies are starting to declare war on each other, which is not good because it's going to complicate the overall battle scene and make it more difficult for me to move forward in terms of capturing territory. What to do. Attack, don't attack. I say, oh no, see, that's what I mean about the Danes. Now they're going to force me to lose all of that income that I was getting from that trade area there. I have to retreat. There's no way I can fight that on the seas. Repositioning some spies closer to Denmark. That should be enough now to take the Danes out of there. And it was. Good. Okay. Now I'll have to reposition these troops. Most of them will go back to Paris, and I think I'll send one north for the inevitable invasion against Denmark. One stack of troops. Two stacks of troops is hopefully enough to take Denmark. If not, it's going to cause some real issues because if I lose two armies, it's going to take me many turns to replace them. Okay. There's another Danish army. This one's going for Istanbul. From what you saw from the Danes before, with one stack and him coming with one stack, I lose that fight in Istanbul. So what I'm going to have to do is leave Istanbul and bring up my army from Greece and attack it with two armies. Otherwise, I'll lose Istanbul and then the Danes will have a foothold in that area of the world, which would be horrible for me. You look at the chevrons on these troops again. It's ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. Starting to be concerned about the Prussians too, because they've expanded They're not a major threat to me yet, but they're getting greedy on territory. Austrians are so far being very good in terms of honoring the alliance. Okay. Alright, he's trying to finish off my one army there, and then he'll probably run back into Istanbul, which he did. Okay. Alright, now we're gonna do what I figured I would have to do. Hit him with 2 armies, otherwise I'll have no chance. How do you get that many chevrons? Okay, they're finished. Now we can go and retake Istanbul now. What I'm looking for are... Yeah, let's get rid of those. They're just so low on chevrons, their accuracy and their reloading skill is just way down. We'll replace them with the units that are gonna come from the north. Okay. Alright. Now what do we have up there? The armies are starting to arrive on the Danish border. Good. That's a win. Okay. Repair both of those. And you're gonna start on your march back to Greece. We'll rebuy that guy to put him into the port. Alright, now here we are in Denmark. They have 2 full stacks. Nope, that's a partial stack. Let's kill that general. Awesome. Now that army can be beaten. One thing I don't know, though, is if the Danes have armies in Norway that they can move to Denmark. If they do, that will be a problem. But for now, we'll just start moving north, thinking positive, and try and take Copenhagen. My armies are together now, that's good. Let's finish off this stack here first, because I can't have somebody coming up behind me while I'm attacking Copenhagen. That would be bad. that was a not so painful fight. Didn't take a lot of casualties. Alright, now let's move here then. Not gonna get to him this turn, that's a shame. Okay. They snuck past me somehow. Alright. Move on Copenhagen now. Good. Yes. That's going to be a nice little chunk of income. It's going to be over 4,000. It's my best general. He's got a very good army. Let's move him. Let's get that best general out of there and move him back towards Berlin. More Danes up north. Shoot. Missed them before. And now they've gone to the south. Not good. Kill the general. Kill him. Kill him. Kill him. Kill him. Get rid of him. Good. Okay. Now that's a beatable army. Without leadership, it can be, taken out at a fairly easy pace. Okay, so now I can reposition the army and have them come for the Danes. We got to him? No, we didn't get to him. Darn. Oh well. They're initiating combat. Their army's pretty good, but it's not as good as some of the other ones I fought. We won. Good. Finish off that last Dane over there. And then Denmark will be under our control. Good so far. Now, because I've been recognizing that the Prussians might be becoming a threat, I'm going to reposition all of my spies or agents to start killing their generals that are attached to armies. Starting to build another army near Berlin, because I know I'm going to have to fight the Prussians at some point, and one stack will not hold Berlin. Okay, so let's start killing some Prussian generals. Nope, no generals in there. Pick a different place to attack. Let's go for the other stack. Yes, they are there. Got them on the first try, that's a good thing. But there are two generals in there, so I'm gonna have to send somebody else over there too. And if you notice, the percentages are different for the different spies or agents. And one thing I haven't paid attention to is if the percentage gets easier after successes, I'll have to pay more attention to that. Here we go. The Austrians are starting to attack my protectorates. I'm not at a point where I can defend my protectorates, so I have to just go along with what the Austrians are doing. But at this point, both the Prussians and the Austrians, I know, are going to be problems. So I'm going to have to figure out how to handle both of them, one at a time, hopefully. Another English army at Bordeaux. Ah, thank goodness I have my troops in, what is it? Toulouse? Toulouse. Easy fight, finish them off. As you can tell from all the auto resolves I'm doing, once your armies get to a certain point, there's very little that can actually do you harm that you won't win an auto resolve fight in. Still going after generals because I'm sure, let's see. Yep, he bought himself another one. And I don't need to move the agents away from the cities, it's easier from a visual perspective. That'll do it for today's episode. Please click like and subscribe if you enjoy this content. Thank you very much.